Hey guys, I get a lot of questions about 2-year-old training. I know a lot of you guys do a lot of that at home and it's extremely difficult. So I'm trying to put out all the stuff that I can to help you guys with different types of horses. We just rode one that's a little bit more level-headed and broke in a video about starting the turn as well as working on collection. This mare has a little bit less training. She got started in January rather than a couple months prior like the other colt. So she's mentally a little further behind, and she's also a mare. So some of those mares are a little bit more fractious to deal with, and you have to take it a little bit more slow with them. So this mare here is one that likes to look a lot, and she's not ready for collection or anything like that. She needs to learn how to mentally stay with us before we move on to collection and the things down the road. So I'll show you guys here with a 2-year-old in early March that doesn't seem to want to focus all the way, how we work on that. My biggest tip when it comes to riding 2-year-olds, or any horse really, that doesn't want to focus, obviously the first few weeks of 2-year-old training, it's going to be a little out of control. You need to let them go. You can't limit them too much. And there's something to be said about that through all of training. But as it gets further and further and we struggle more and more with getting that correctness, then I'm going to start shortening how long I let them be free and without me before taking them back. So with this mare, even when I go from the walk to the trot, I'm going to start in a smaller circle and make her shape to the inside. And if her ears go up and she tries to leave that circle, I'm going to take her back to it until she stays in that circle and is good about it and stays with me. And then I'm going to release. The release is always very important. You have to release. I can't just trap her in that circle. But then if I release her and her mind goes away again, I'm going to take her back. So I'm going to show you how I have less lenience with this filly than maybe a month or two ago when she was just getting started. I'll cluck to trot here, and I'm going to start in this circle to the left. You can see her ears are up, but as long as she keeps her body soft and stays in the circle to the left, I'm going to release. Her ears are up, I'm going to steer. Steering is extremely important in taking this horse's mind and her mental game. Here, her ears are back, which is very nice. I'm going to let that feel very good. And then with the ears go up, I'm going to steer to the right here. Here, I felt when I steered her to the right that her rib cage and everything stayed out. So I'm going to use my left hand kind of back to me, my inside hand just to keep her nose tipped in, use a little bit of left leg to get this rib cage in. Getting that body control, even though it's not collection and picking up straight back to me, this body control of teaching her how to hold herself up or get herself in is how I am going to get her mind to stay with me. Here I'm going to steer to the left. She doesn't want to steer. I tap with both feet, push her forward till she steers and release. Neck rein. There we go. Look at her ear. The ears tell so much on these 2-year-olds. Here I'm going to stay at it until she gives me her ears because she's still not thinking about me. There we go. So I'm going to steer here. Not enough. I'm going to keep going with a little more left leg than right there because I felt her body go out. So you can see with this mare, every time she kind of loses focus with me, I'm going to bother her. And that's going to slowly teach her that being without me is trouble and being with me is a good thing. So here, I just kind of bother her until her ears come back. There, that's very good. When I steered, her ear came right back. Here she's looking out, so I'm going to make her soften to the inside. And the reason for that is I can't punish her for looking at things because that'll just make her unconfident. But what I can do is ask her to do something when she is looking, such as steer, and when she ignores it because she's too busy focused outside, then I can reprimand that and say, hey, when my hands go across, that means you have to focus on me. And that is how indirectly we're going to teach her that staying with us is better than looking outside, out and about. As I continue warming up here, it's just going to be a lot of that. I'll talk through it a little bit, but it's just a lot of grasping her ears and making sure I have control of her body, especially her rib cage at this stage. I might post a little bit, make her go a little bit faster too before I go to the lope, because usually the faster you go, the less control you have. So once I get good at that slow trot, I'm going to take her to this faster trot. Make her focus on me. This is all very good. Here she's sticking with me pretty good. You can see that she is a little bit more elevated than some others that you'll see videos of. And that's just because she still doesn't trust her training all the way mentally. You can see that she's still very concerned with everything out and about. She really likes to look around and have her way with that. So that's where I just keep bothering her when she's looking out and about and releasing her when she's with me. Now, once I feel that she's completely warmed up and that I'm ready to go to the maneuvers, then here, for example, I'll start on the left lead and keep her in a smaller circle. I don't want to just lope off and run because I already have trouble with this mare staying locked in. So instead, I'm going to lope her into a controlled scenario in which she has to stay with me. So here I'm going to press my outside leg. Very good. This is very good. Her ears are with me. This is great. I'm going to release here. You can see how much she's focusing on me. This is really good. As long as one ear is on me, I'm fine. The moment they both leave is when I correct her. Here you can see her ears are playing. She's trying to be good and focus. I'm very happy with her here. When she looks up, I might just tip her nose in a little bit and make her stand up, just to teach her just a little bit of how to hold herself up and just a little bit of frame. Very good. Today you can see she doesn't really want to go anywhere. A lot of days she kind of pushes hard and runs away from things. That's why I'm being so light right now. Let's take her over here and see. I'm okay with her breaking down there. That's okay. We're still in very early stages here. I don't expect her to know how to counter canter. Here you can see I'm just bothering her when her ears go out and releasing her to the circle, to the shape of the circle. When I feel her leaning in, I tap my right foot. I have my left hand off her neck to hold her up, my right hand back to me to show her the shape. Very good. Steer here when her ears go up. And I don't want her to lope trashy. I definitely want to keep going fast enough that I don't feel as though she's loping trashy. This is very good so far. Going around here. Ask her for a little bit of shape. Keep her going forward. Very good. If your horse needs to go forward a little more in order to find shape, let them do that. Or in order to lope better. Here her ears are back. This is really, really nice. She's been really good here, so I'm going to ask for a stop. You can see this filly has a ton of stop and tries really hard. But there, I mean, that's a perfect example. I came out on this filly where we've been struggling with getting her to lock in and allow us to help. On a bad day, when she's looking and we ask her to stand up or something like that, she would kind of push into us and try to run through us. Today, where she was being light, I could just be very light there, stop and take a break, because everything I asked, she tried her very hardest to do well. And then a lot of people will see this filly loping around like this. It's early March. They're going to say, oh, well, she's not as fancy as the other ones. She's not as talented. You know, she doesn't want to be as good. None of that's necessarily true. There's a lot of these that take a while that you don't see that struggle all the way into summer and sometimes past summer that turn into really nice horses. So this mare that's not loping around all fancy with her head down yet, it doesn't upset me at all, because as long as I get her mind and we take it slow rather than teaching her to put her head down and not have her mind, then we'll be screwed. But if we get her mind first, it'll be easier to teach her to be elevated, put her head down, get her back up, and we'll be in a better spot training-wise. Here, to break up my session, I'll ask her to spin a little bit. She doesn't know a ton about it, but you guys will kind of see that I'm just going to push off my inside foot, bring the reins, and tap my leg when she doesn't go. Tap until she makes a cross step. Very good. Tap when some more. Very good. Tap when she sucks back. Keep tapping and release. Tap, 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 and release. I mean, you can see here, these are the very first foundational steps. So all you do is use your hands as a barrier from going forward and to the outside. And as long as she's staying back, I'm not touching her face. So she's learning to do it by herself. So here I'll bring the reins across and she's going. Very good. And then I'll just tap my foot to tell her to go and release. Pick up, release. Pick up to spin and release. As I said, these are very foundational steps, but early on in training, I don't want to be doing 3 or 4 spins right now. What I want to be doing is teaching her how to properly step, and that way we can build on that and start a really strong foundation that's easy to build on later in the year. Here, I'll just put light pressure on her face to teach her to get her back up. Very good. Squeeze a little bit my feet and release. Very good. Inside leg off. Bring this hand. Tap my left leg. Tap. Tap until she drives to the turn. Tap. Tap. And release. Hands. Tap. Release. Hands because she went forward. Tap. Release. Hands. Tap. Release. Hands. Tap because she went back. Tap. Release. And good. There I didn't have to tap because when I went to her with my hands, she went to the turn. You can see how slow and nonchalant this is. It does not need to be intense early on. Bring my hand, tap, release. Hold, tap, tap, release. Tap, tap. When she quits, tap, release. Very good. I'll go to the right here one more time. Just walk her and make her cross over a little bit. Teach her to get those shoulders going the correct direction. Sometimes when she gets elevated, I hold both my hands and have her go down and bring her back up. Because in order to get that back up, the neck has to go down. Here, squeeze both my feet a little bit until she gets this back up and release. Now I'll go to the spin, inside leg off, bring my hands, tap my spur, release. Bring my hands, tap my spur, tap my spur, tap my spur, release. Bring my hands, tap my spur when she's not going, release. Bring my hands, tap my spur, 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 release. There she went to it by herself a little bit. It wasn't great, but I had to give because we were stuck in the turn for a couple of turns there without any success, so I didn't want her to lose her confidence. I wanted her to find a reward there when she got a little bit better. So let's try again. Bring my hands, tap my foot, release. 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 There we go. And you can see that repetition there. It's very simple, and you keep it as simple as you can in order to get her to start to understand where to put herself. Because when I go and show in 2 years, I need to bring my hand and have her know where to go. So that's why I bring the hand first, then I use my foot to follow it up. Bring my hand, tap my foot. Very good. Soft release. There we go. See, she took a few steps there by herself. Let that be a good spot for today. All right, so now I worked on the turn a little bit. She was good. She has her air again. I'll go back to her circles and see what they're like. Then maybe today I'll get the chance to show you guys if she does stay pretty locked in with me the first day of showing her how to find that shape a little bit. So we'll see what she gives us. If she's good and is with us like she was before, then we can implement some of that. And if not, I'll show you guys how to get that mind. Here I'm going to start at the trot, just like before. I want it to be gradual. Here I'm going to hold her. And for example, if we do get to work on it at the lope, first comes a little bit of feet to tell her to pick up, and then picking up the hands and telling her to go down. So here I'm just going to hold steady pressure with my hands and push her forward with my feet and release when I feel her back come up and her head go down. Here I'm just going to hold and push her. She's pushing on my left foot, so I use a little bit of left foot. And release when she gets off of it, like that. Now I'll work to the left. Here I'll apply some pressure with my hands to tell her how to stay level. Not quite enough here. See, I get low and wide. Still working at it. Still working at it. There we go. Release. Pick up. Keep pushing with my feet so she knows not to stop. Stay at it here until she picks that back up, drops that head. Very good. Release. pick up, push my feet, make her hold this left rib up that she kind of tends to push into me. Keep the pressure on and release. Now let's go back to the lope. Set up to the right. Good departure there. When her ears are up, I'm going to stay in this small circle and release. Small circle. Keep her going forward and release. There, she gave a little bit on her own. Take her back here and release. So now you guys can see, since she's being good mentally today, we're able to work on teaching her a little bit of that collection. First little bit of foundational collection. Let's go up around the arena. Try not to stick in one spot with your 2-year-olds too much. Here she's looking away. I'm going to make her shape to the inside until her ears come to me and release. Keep pushing her forward and release. Steer, hold my hands, push forward and release. There you see she's starting to get a little bit more level as I lope around here. Push forward, a little bit of right foot because she's pushing into it. My left hand is off of her neck, showing her how to stand up. Very good. She's being good here. Let's implement a rollback with the fence. So I'm going to go straight, pick up my hands to stop, back up just a little bit. You can see how at the end of that stop, she makes a very hard move, but she kind of gets hollow. So what I'm going to start teaching her to do is keep her back up a little bit more. So I'm going to draw and use my feet a little bit and just use some steady pressure with my hands until she drops her head a little bit and picks her back up. Because I want her to use a little more effort with her back there. And I'm going to do that by going left and right, just a little bit with her head. There we go. I'm going to go left and right, just a little bit with her head and neck, and use my feet, my corresponding foot. So if I go right, roll just my right spur just a little bit. Show you guys that again. Draw. I'm going to go right here, a little bit of right foot. And then left until I can go back and forth, and you'll see she's going to start to get a little bit more level with her neck, which means she's picking her back up. There. Back up. There. Keep backing up though. There we go. You guys see those last couple steps, she was a little bit more level with her neck, kept her back up. So I might work on that a couple of times a day. I'm not going to spend the whole ride on this, but it's certainly something that I'm going to focus on since I'm feeling that problem already. There we go. That's good. Now I'll roll back. Roll back into a small circle, remember. I don't want her to just roll back and run. Keep going forward. Her ears are up, so I'm going to keep the pressure here. And then release. Steer. Very good. You see how much she's playing with her ears, bringing them back to me. We're not going to get the filly to stop looking, but what we can do is get her to focus on us a little bit more. Here she's being really good. Let's work on a little bit of collection. Squeeze my feet. Hold steady pressure with both hands. Just holding her head just slightly to the inside. And release when she quits, bouncing off of it and fighting it. You'll feel that when she gets good, she's going to level her head just a little bit, and it'll feel like a little bit like butter in your hands, just very soft. There we go. Take her to the inside here, a little bit of left foot. Here she's looking away from me, so I'm going to ask for some of this softness to the inside. There we go. Ears are back. I'm going to let her be. Hold. Push her forward. Very good. Now with this mare and most lazier horses, when you start teaching that collection, you need to keep going forward. Because if they go too slow, they can't pick themselves up and collect. They'll lope more poor, and it won't be as pretty of a picture. So there you can see, I'm not asking for much, but when I pick my hands up and squeeze both my feet, very good. I just expect her to kind of allow me to help her get a little more level with her head and neck, and lope good. Here I'm going to back up, not let her get so much on her front end. Left and right, just like before. Very patient, because she's never had this before. Now I'll go right a little bit. There it is. Go left a little bit. I'm going to stick with it here until she gets level and takes a slow step back. There we go. Go right. Very good. Left. That's better. Do a little spin to the left. That left lead again. So we're struggling more with the left lead than the right. Here I'm going to stay at it until she gives. There we go. Stay at it till she gives me those ears. There we go. Steer. Squeeze both feet a little bit and push forward. Just light pressure with both hands here. And release. There she gave me her ears. Got a little bit softer. And draw. There you can see she's starting to get a little bit lighter at the end of that rather than pulling on you so much. So lightly back here. Teach her how to hold that back up like that. Lightly to the right. Lightly to the left. There we go. Getting a lot softer. Now, as you can see, we didn't lope her that much today, but for a mare like this, in which we've struggled getting her to hold her attention with us, I can't expect that much. I can't expect a beautiful 30 minutes of loping ride and for her not to lose me. So we need to build up her attention span and build it up to where she can stay on us longer and longer until hopefully she's with us the entire ride. So on these fillies that have a little bit more trouble, focus on keeping your rides shorter. Multiple short rides are better than one really long ride. So if you struggle a lot one day on keeping her mind with you, you're picking her up and her ears are just staying over there and it's not working, then tie her up for 30 minutes, let her think about it and go back to it. Short little 15, 20-minute rides is just right. So this mare, I'm going to take this as a good ride, let her build on that, and then move on and continue working on the same stuff. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed what you saw today between the training tips or just this type of content, make sure to check us out at lucafappani.com and our subscription service. We cover everything from colt starting to broke horses to any type of training tip that you can include with any type of horse. So thanks for stopping by.